I remember 20 years ago I was standing in that courtroom.
I didn't even know it was March today. I thought it was February 29th.
I did too. I had to change it. Actually, yeah, I think that's what happened on here. I ruin every day.
That one got rated left pretty good. He's red right now.
That was good.
I'm lost.
All right,
Anyways.
everyone, it's February 29th.
Hello,
If he said
everybody.
that, we wouldn't be able to do it. All right, sorry.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Video Games and Nonsense podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Chase Carter, and this is
Raymond Woods.
And this is the March 1st episode of Video Games and Nonsense, where we talk about video games and nonsense. So, Ray, what have you been playing lately?
Well, as you know, I mean, we played Battlefield the other day, which was awesome.
We did. We had amazing time on Battlefield. That was good.
Every single game. We played like 8 games. Played 3 hours straight.
5 hours, something like that.
It was a long time. But and then I've been playing Mad Max. Getting pretty far on that. But then
again, you're going through Mad Max again.
Yeah, such a good. It's still one of the. It's a gem, real gem. But that's Mad Max is one of those games where the combat doesn't get old. Like
I like, and then you can interact with the environment, like you can push them up against.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Just little things like that. It's in Assassin's Creed as well. When you charge that guy and you kind of pick him up.
Yeah, and then you
carry him into walls. Just that, and it's only certain walls. It's little things like that make a combat in a game.
But then
lifespan longer, I guess.
Oh yeah. It makes it more variety. But then I downloaded this game. It's called Warhammer Vermintide 2.
Oh yeah, that's on Game Pass.
Is it? Well, that's cool. Well, I got it on PC because it's.
Oh, because you're better than everybody. Okay.
Well, it's just I think that a game like that would be better on PC. But it's basically it's first person, but it's basically a hack and slasher kind of slash like magical Left
medieval.
Dead.
Yeah, medieval kind of.
Yeah. And it's really cool. Really, really cool. It's, me and Dylan, we were playing it, and the third one is coming out at the end of this year. And I was like, oh, shit, man. So I'm playing this one, seeing how good this one is. I can't even... Like, this game you just play for hours. Like, that's what I was doing. We finished the last mission at, like, 3:25. I was like, all right, I gotta go. But
now, what is it? First person, just hack and slash? Is it open world? Is it missions?
No, it's 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 not open world. It's first person. There's like 4 or 5 different classes. And it's like missions. So you have like this little kind of like this little sanctuary, I guess you could say, where you have like a dummy, like you have like where you start your missions and you have like your challenges and you have like a little store for like cosmetics and all that kind of stuff. And then you go and you select what mission you want and who you want in your party, and then you go and then you just do it. But the missions last for a while, like they're at least 20 minutes, and then you have these challenge missions. We did one last night, me and Dylan. It took like 45 minutes to complete. I was like, damn, like it was cool. But what's the world or the levels? How does that? Well, it's basically like they're just. It really depends. I mean, it's it's more like medieval time, but like there's different types of enemies. There's like these like giant rat creatures that with these weapons, and so you go through like there's like this one level where they have like these. It looks like fields of grain, and you go through those, and then almost like farming and like a farming area, you go through that, and then there's like certain buildings you go through. Like it takes you along a path, and you do certain objectives and stuff like that.
Are the levels repeatable?
Yeah, you repeat them, but there's still a couple, like me and Dan when we played today. There was another one that we played that we hadn't seen, so that's really cool. And there's a couple DLCs that they have for it. But yeah, it's a really cool, well thought game. Really, really well polished. I mean, it's an old game. It's like 2018. Came out like 2018.
Yeah,
I hope it's polished.
About 2 or 3 years old. Yeah, by the time, nowadays the game's probably ready for release with how buggy games get. Anyway.
But yeah, I want to shift over to Outriders, the demo. So anyone who
Okay,
watches
yeah,
this,
you love Outriders when I first talked to you.
well, no, like it was cool, but then like over time, after I kept playing it, I'm like, okay, this is really fucking annoying. Like I was telling you on the phone the other day, it's not truly open world, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal, but what makes it a big deal is the loading screens. Like you'll have a fucking loading screen. Like, well, it's like it's in-game cinematic when you're just walking through a door to go into another area. There's one where you'll jump over this little like broken bridge, and then it shows your character doing it, and then you walk into the next area. I'm like, well, you can skip it. You can skip them, which is nice, but at the same time, it's like, why even have that? Just take that out. Like that they purposely put that in. They purposely sat down. The developers were like, all right, this is how we're going to do it. And no, like what? No, what year are we in? 2021? That's what fucking games did like 10 years ago. Maybe a little less.
That's what well, more than that, I would say like Resident Evil, like when you would go through the door and then it would show you the door opening, like the first person, and that was a loading screen for the next.
You know, I'm like, what is this? Like, that's what I'm saying. I hope that this is an early build and those are, I'm guessing, shorter. Or they're not there. I don't know. But then the loading screens aren't the actual loading screens. They're not too bad. But like I said, when you play co-op, they're pretty bad. Like you're sitting there for like at least a minute. I'm like,
well, it depends. Well, you have an X, so
no, I know it's
you're on the loading screen of the whoever you're playing with. I'm assuming.
I don't know. I hope that's the case because well, I mean, like I said, I hope it's just an earlier build. But that's the thing.
It is. It's a demo. It's a demo. It's not the final build of the game.
But the combat is so cool. Like the abilities that you get are really cool. Like the guns look cool, and then like the perks that you get with the guns, like the higher tier guns, are probably the coolest and best I've ever seen in like a looter shooter. I'm not kidding. Like there's a lot of like looter shooters where like, especially Destiny, where a new gun comes out and you're like there are certain guns and equipment that people don't use at all in Destiny just because they are either stupid or they don't make any sense. It's really weird. But in this, like you can use, like you're like, okay, wait, do I want to use this one or this one? And you're like really stuck in between, like figuring out which ones you want to use.
A choice, yeah,
it's really cool. But like I said, it really accents your personal abilities very well. Oh my God, and probably the coolest thing in that damn game. There was this boss that that's why I want to play this game with you, because it was so fucking cool. So there's this one, there's these people, they're called, and the storyline's pretty, the prologue's kind of long, but the story's actually pretty intriguing. It's pretty good. But there's this one other, and there's these the people that have those abilities are called the Altered, and there's this one boss we have to fight. He has like the abilities of like electricity and shit like that, like and all that lightning or whatever. And when you fight him, dude, the introduction, oh my God. Oh dude, it's one of the coolest things. I'm not kidding. I'm like you really feel like you're fighting like a badass dude. Like it's so, like there's this big tower and like he's inside the tower, but he's like traveling down it through like his electricity, and you see like all the metal and shit like moving, and you see like the electricity, and he comes down and there's a big fucking metal door, and the camera cuts to the side and the big metal door swings up like this, and he comes and it's floating. He comes walking out, and he's got this fucking like this hoodie with a cape on. He's just walking out slowly, coming out. And then there's these two grates, because like we're standing we're in front of him, or we're facing each other, but we're farther away, and there's like these parts on the ground where there's like you could fall off. And as he's walking out, he picks up these grates with like his electrical like telekinetic kind of abilities. He picks them up as he's walking, and then slowly sets them down so we can move across. And then he comes out and he takes off his fucking hood, and he's got like all these spikes and like these electrical fucking. Dude, I was like, that's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Like, it was so fucking cool. Oh my God. It was.
I'm glad you enjoyed yourself.
Dude, I'm telling you, like, because I was playing with Dylan, and I was like, oh yeah, I told him, I was like, Dylan, this part is sick as fuck. But yeah, so that's why I want to play that with you, because, and like,
how was fighting him though?
Really cool as well. Because what's really cool too is, so there's certain, because there's 4 different classes, and I think like 2 of them, I can't remember. They have like these Well, let me start over. So the bosses like that we fought, they have these. They'll do these abilities where they'll charge them up, like, and they'll have like a bar above their name. It'll charge up, and then they'll do them. But you say like if you one of the classes is called a Devastator. One of his attacks will interrupt. If they'll interrupt enemies, and when that bar is charging, if you do that attack, it'll interrupt him, so he can't do it. Now, to counter that, because you can't, because people just keep doing it, they'll have like this symbol. They'll have like this symbol will fill up, and they'll have like this temporary blue aura around them to where you can't interrupt them. But like, dude, he'll do like he'll have like this one ability. It's called ball lightning, and it'll charge it up, and he'll send it out, and it's like these balls of electricity floating, and they're just lightning is coming out, and he'll send it to you, dude. But I won't say anymore. But dude, you feel like like they really took their fucking time, and I think every single game should do that. Just like Horizon Zero Dawn, with every that's why that game is so good, because every enemy, every machine in Horizon Zero Dawn is very thoroughly thought through and meticulously created. That's why Horizon Zero Dawn is, in my opinion, the best RPG game ever played, hands down. And obviously you have God of War up there, like Horizon Zero Dawn, obviously, and then just right below God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, Control, Shadow of War, Mad Max, all those games right there. Developers need to do that more. And then, I can't even speak on Horizon Forbidden West.
No, you can't speak on it because it's not out yet.
Anyways,
well, was there another game you were playing? I thought you told me about earlier, because you got what Warhammer.
Oh, there is another game that I'm trying out. It's an MMO. It's the Black Desert Online. It's cool. It's really cool because the reason why I don't really play MMOs too much is just because I understand the appeal, because they're very the games you can there's always stuff updated and new stuff and all that. So I
you pretty much live in them. Yeah.
Yeah, but for me the combat is clunky. With most of them the combat is clunky, except for Warhammer. Is that no Warframe? That's basically an MMO, but Warframe, that's a cool game too. That good motherfucking game is grind. That game's more grindy than Destiny. I'm not kidding. Warframe will. That will.
I don't need another grindy game. I'm 155 hours into Assassin's Creed Valhalla, so I'm trying to get.
See, that's the thing with like Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's a lot of hours, but that game ends. Like Warframe doesn't end. Like it doesn't end. Like you're constantly getting new things. Like obviously, because like I said, it's not a full-fledged MMO, but the combat in that's why I would love Warframe. I got heavily into that game, but that's why I got into that one, because the combat is really good. Like the combat is really fluid. The enemies, like the movement and all that. But yeah, this Black Desert Online, the combos are really cool. They have a lot of different classes too, which is really cool. But the combat is pretty fluid, and the spells and the combos and stuff like that are really cool. But I always thought that was weird how game companies usual, I understand because MMOs you can't have it all, but scale it down a little bit, just because Black Desert Online is fucking huge. All these MMOs are massive, so that's why I understand that. But scale it down a little bit to where you can have really good combat, really good storyline. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they don't have that, they can't have it all, is because the games are so big. So I understand that aspect, but me as a developer, I would spend just years making an MMO like a fucking Control or Horizon Zero Dawn. Dude, are you kidding? You know how much money you would make off that? If I had the means and the skill and all that, dude.
You mean hundreds of millions of dollars, right? If you had, that's how much it costs to make those games.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I get what you're saying, because you think if you make this huge open world, but I don't. Because it's the people who make the map aren't the people who make the storyline.
Yeah.
They're two different branches of the company or whatever. So I don't know if making the map smaller would give the storyline people, unless you're an independent developer and everybody's doing a little bit of everything.
Well, no, I don't mean the map specifically. I mean obviously the map, but I mean the scale, the entire scale of the game. Have it just tone it down just a little bit. So that way, or enough to where you can have a better, more robust and smoother combat system. Because that's why there's a very specific kind of community that really only plays MMOs.
Well, because do you want a big open world that's empty, or do you want a smaller contained world that has like a lot of things to do that's stacked on top of one another pretty much?
But what were your questions that you want to ask about like
about what?
like the articles, and you said you wanted to ask about Bethesda and stuff like that? I want to get that
Oh
in
yeah,
there so we can.
your question, because Bethesda is obviously, many people know, was bought by Microsoft, and they haven't said anything yet about exclusives.
Yeah.
And my business mind is different, or at least my hypothetical business mind of what I would do in that situation. Would you keep all of Bethesda studio games for Microsoft consoles? Or because they spent $3 billion to acquire Bethesda. Microsoft made $6 billion. The entire not Xbox, but Microsoft made $6 billion last year. So they basically could have bought it twice, just by their last year's growth in stocks and everything. So would you keep it exclusive? Would you like one exclusive, one thing for PlayStation? Kind of mix it up. Like, would you keep Fallout for Xbox? Like, how would you do that?
Well, yeah. So I would definitely keep most of the games exclusive, and the reason why is because PlayStation is miles ahead in exclusives than Xbox.
Yeah.
If you think about an exclusive game, I immediately go to PlayStation 5. Immediately. I don't even fucking think about Xbox. People say, oh, we have Titanfall and Gears of War. No one fucking plays Gears of War. Okay, Gears of War is a shitty game.
And Titanfall 2 is on all the consoles.
Yeah.
It was Titanfall originally. Yeah, it was on Xbox.
Yeah. So that's odd. But in Gears of War, anyways. But so yes, I would. Most of the games, especially since they bought it out, that's their studio. That's theirs. Like, yes, they should do that. If they don't, they're morons. They're idiots. That makes no sense, because they have to have like, I mean, obviously the Xbox will always stay relevant, but if you want to make more if you want to sell more consoles, that's why I had a PlayStation 4. That's really the only reason why I had a PlayStation 4, because of how good the exclusives were. With Xbox, I buy it because that's where everyone is. That's where all my friends are, and it's more friendly user.
User friendly.
Yeah.
There you go.
For Xbox.
Flip it.
But I thought it was a great idea. It was a really, really fucking smart idea. Hey, why don't we just buy out Bethesda? I'm pretty sure they will. I'm pretty sure they'll be like, okay, yeah, we'll have some games that are not just not only exclusive to Xbox, but most of them are. Fallout. I don't know. I mean, they'd have to make another Fallout, because Fallout 76 is atrocious. It was so bad.
At launch, it's gotten its foothold. Just like that's like saying No Man's Sky is atrocious now. Like, no, it's not.
No, that's the thing. I mean, you already know I'm not a really big fan of Fallout. Like, the combat is odd.
Well, yeah.
Ugh. Anyways.
Well, you like good first-person shooters. So when you go to Fallout, but that's not what Fallout is for. It's not for the first-person shooter crowd.
Which is weird, because it's first person.
Well, no,
make it third person. Just make it third person.
That's not. Well, people do that. People.
Yeah.
You can zoom the camera out and play third person.
Fallout 4, they definitely had, in my opinion, Fallout 4 had a better, combat system, which is fine. But Fallout, yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. I think, but like I said, I would say they'd have to like revamp it, like kind of like how they did with the God of War franchise, like how they basically changed it.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. And I'm not saying like keep obviously the good, Fallout, how the basics and how good the Fallout games are, but change some things, like make the combat even better, because me personally, I think there will still be your hardcore fans, but I think it's, especially after Fallout 76, the next one, then whenever the next Fallout is announced, you already know there's already millions of people are gonna be like, okay, I don't know, they're gonna be skeptical because of the last Fallout.
Well, it depends on what type of Fallout game. If they make the shared world 76 experience again.
I know that's what that was like. That kind of hooked me. I was like, oh wow, it's okay. You can play, and then I saw like the combat, and it looked good, and then the game comes out, and it's like, dude, it was bad. It was pretty bad. But
yeah, it was broken at first, but it's better now. I mean, I haven't played it, but I follow news stories about it. There's too many games to play as is, but I heard that it has its own fan base. It has its foothold. There's DLC coming out for it regularly. So I mean, it's the same thing with games that come out and there's something wrong or there's not a lot in them. Say like Destiny, Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky. There's just maybe 20% content, 30% content, and then they just keep adding. So like we have a good idea, a premise of a game, but we don't have the content yet.
Yeah.
So so we have to release it to the get that initial influx of cash that people buy the game, and then use that to make more content, and then hopefully people will keep buying the content as we create it. I don't know if that's their business model, but from that, I would say it would be interesting to see if they made all of them exclusive, all the Bethesda games exclusive, because PlayStation has sold a lot more than Xbox. So you can't find an Xbox Series X or Series S right now. Just in general, you can't find one. So if you make,
really
I don't know
weird,
how long. I don't know how long that's going to last. Well, there's an AMD. I heard AMD is making the chips for both the place, so they're making a ton of money. I bought AMD stock a few years ago once I heard they were partnering with all these different things. But AMD is running out of. They can't make chips fast enough for all of their customers. It's just, so that's why there's not. Yeah.
Almost like we're not in a pandemic.
Yeah. So it's they just can't, I guess, make enough of them. So many people have deals, and it's just computers, laptops, everything. Just so they can't. So you can't sell Xboxes to as many people as you want. So if you make stuff exclusive, people can't buy your console to play your exclusive games.
Yeah.
So if you release it on PlayStation, that doubles basically the people that you can sell the game to. So I'm thinking maybe at first it's whoever wants it can get it.
Yeah,
we'll put our games on Switch.
Like after like a year or two, once the Xbox Series X's are,
Yeah, the console base is big. Where it's like, hey,
because dude,
this
when
game
they
is
come out, they're gone.
Yeah.
When they out, they're gone. The consoles, they're done. Like you can't get them. Oh, there's 5 gone already. You're like,
yeah, because Corey wants to get a Series S because she just wants loading times because that's her Sea of Thieves. It's not even an Xbox; it's a Sea of Thieves arcade machine.
Yeah.
So she just wants faster loading times, and so she's on BestBuy.com every few days trying to find stuff, and she's like, "Oh, it was available 2 hours ago, but it's gone." And I'm like, I don't know where to get. Because the only reason I got mine is because they said months prior, hey, it's going to be in pre-order on November whatever or something like that. And so I just pre-ordered it before it came out.
Yeah, I know Danielle, she did that with her PS5. She just keeps it here. But yeah, she did that with her PS5. She was like, yeah, I fucking bought it immediately. It was, like $5.35 or whatever. She went and fucking picked it up at Best. I was like, you motherfucker. But, it's fine. Like a month or two after, I got the bundle for my buddy Kyle told me about it. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, Twitter, like GameStop went on Twitter and was like, they were real kind of hush hush about it. Like, hey, we have bundles out right now.
We have bundles. Well, see, I don't like the bundle thing. Like they're forcing you to buy.
I know.
That's a shady thing that GameStop does.
They're like,
well,
I get it.
It's a business, and they're gonna figure out ways to make money. I understand, but to force someone's like, hey, we only have these bundles available. It's like Microsoft is not selling you bundles. Mm-hmm. It's not a thing. You're making the bundle. You're taking shit that you already have on the wall behind you at the store and putting it together with the console and selling it.
I know. I like the fact because it came with the 2 controllers. That was one for me because this right here, this fucking little button, right here, that changes everything, man. Especially when you're playing Battlefield and there's something like real cool happening. I just hold it, doop, and I'm like, and I'm still playing. Original console, hit the middle button, X, and then it fucking sits there and freezes for like 3 seconds, and you're like,
yeah, it was. But the PlayStation had that share button. PlayStation had that. On PS4, they had that share button.
Yeah,
that was a.
But I like it. I like it better on this.
You wouldn't think. Well, it's quicker. It's
it's way newer, quicker.
Yeah,
but
that's what was interesting when I went into because I wanted to see how the Series X ran the video editing, like how to trim a video.
Yeah,
and it was so terrible on the Xbox One. They were like the original. It was so slow. It would take forever for the clip to load in.
Yeah.
But this is just. Boom, 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 boom. You cut it, and then it processes, and it's really, really quick. I'm just like,
yeah, it's weird because the
is this SSD? Is that all that does it? Is that?
Yeah, that's how it is, man. Like
I don't
so
understand.
right now, because I remember I told you I got the newest SSD, which is the M.2 970 Evo Plus, whatever the fuck, but it's M.2. And me and my dad, once we this was before my power supply went out, but
Yeah,
we
you almost lit your house on fire.
I know, I was like, what is that? But it actually power supplies, I wouldn't say they go out all the time, but it's like they have it's
Well, just like with everything,
it
they have a life
happens.
cycle. Just
Yeah,
like
it
with
happens.
anything.
But so I had, because my dad, he told me, he's like, hey, we're gonna put your operating system on the newest SSD, the M.2, and I spoke about this already, but so it was on my my disk drive, the actual disk drive, where it's, then that is where it gets slow. That's where, dude, I'm telling you, it would take, like, I would have to, if I wanted to get on my PC, I'd have to boot it up, wait a good a minute, then put in my code, then get in, go like make a sandwich, go take a dump, do the dishes, something, come back, and then my PC would be fine. And this is what I don't understand as well, how this works. Steam would update, and Steam would pop up and it would say updating, 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 updating. Because Steam, there's so many discounts and stuff always happening for millions and millions of games. So I understand that it has to update every time. So we had I had the C drive, and we downloaded a data migration, and we transferred everything that was on the C drive over to the M.2. And I needed to restart, obviously, and so and at first I was like, nah, it'll be like a little faster. It's night and day. It's literally night and day. It boots up just as fast as the Series X.
Well, it's just on. Yeah, you turn it
It's
on
just
and it's on.
and I'm like, that's the thing, because like in my head I was like, okay, it'll be fast booting up, but then I'm gonna have to wait for Steam to update. I don't even have to wait for Steam to update. It's literally, I boot it up and it's on and it's ready to go. And I'm like I didn't know. Like, I booted up, I was waiting, and I'm like, wait, it's ready.
Yeah,
like,
even if you turn off, which is interesting on the Series X, because the One X, you would leave it in that energy saving mode if you wanted to turn on quickly. And I didn't want the energy saving mode on all the time. I didn't want my Xbox to be literally on in the background. In my head, I'm thinking it's going to die quicker. And I don't know if that's even a real thing, but in my head, I'm thinking that. So I just, every now and then, I'll turn it off, like a full shutdown. And it'll take a good minute or two to load back up from original. And then it won't save your progress for your last game, like where you are. But the Series X, it does that. You can fully shut it down completely, and it'll quick resume where you were on your last game, even with the power off. And I don't understand how that works, but whatever science is magic, whatever magic you guys are doing, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And even if you don't have the quick resume, it still loads the games.
Yeah, way faster.
It doesn't. I don't even care. I don't even care. I don't even think about it. I just turn the game on, and you're in the game within 30 seconds. Yeah, you're in the game within 30 seconds.
And then you see someone else playing next to you on their Xbox One X, and you're just like,
oh, I laugh at Corey all the time when she's sitting in the Sea of Thieves loading menu. Just
same thing. Like with
one thing I want you to play. I at least want you to download Sea of Thieves so you see how quickly everything is.
I'll have to.
That's one thing, because you know how terrible, how god awful, like just getting to a mermaid and then you loading back into your ship took forever. This one,
I'm gonna watch a movie real quick.
Yeah, it was so bad, but this one it made Sea of Thieves way more fun to play.
Now, have you noticed the load times are faster in Battlefield 5?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'll be in the game. Like, I remember me and Dylan, we were doing, like, this stupid sniping contest, whatever. Like, see how many, headshots we can get, how many kills we can get with headshots. I loaded into the game, got 3 kills with headshots. Dylan was still loading. He wasn't even in the game. He was still loading it. He's like, wait. He loads in. He looks. He's like, you already have 3 kills? I was like, yeah. He goes, dude, I just loaded into the fucking game. What do you mean you have 3 kills? I was like, I know. I Series X, brother.
Yeah, you don't have a... And even the S loads exactly the same speed, everything. It just doesn't run it at a higher resolution.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, of course, she don't care about that. Yeah, but the loading times, especially when she sees yours, she's just like... I want that now. I want it
That's what
now.
we were walking through Best Buy. We went to breakfast with one of our friends, and then afterward, I just wanted to walk around Best Buy. I wanted a network, like the Ethernet switch.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to split it or whatever, but it's not called the splitter, or what's called the Ethernet switch, which I don't understand. But anyways, so I wanted to walk around and see that, get that at Best Buy, and then she saw monitors, and she was like, "Well, what monitor should I get for the Series S if I get it?" And I'm like, "Well, you want one with at least 60 hertz, so 60 frames a second. You want at least that. You can go up to 120. That's the main thing. You want like high, HDR. Like 4K doesn't really matter because the screen is so small. But like if you want to get it, it's just more detailed, compacted on the screen." And I was just telling her all this stuff, and she's like, "Oh, okay." And then and I see her on her phone, and she's looking up Xbox Series X's to buy like different whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, the loading times. I'm just thinking about how quickly you load into the game, and I want that." I'm like, "You're willing to spend $300 for a quicker?" And that's how.
This is what it is.
Yeah, it's just so much better. You could get back to like just in Sea of Thieves. You can get back to your ship quicker. You can defend your ship quicker. It's just such a huge difference. Like people don't want to leave the ship. Like when you shoot yourself off the ship, people don't want to do that because how long it takes you to get back to the ship. Yeah. And so I'm always the one that goes and checks things out because I can get back to the ship instantly.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. It hurts the game.
Did you? I think we talked about this already, but you saw that Microsoft is finally coming out with an actual Xbox wireless headset.
Oh yeah. So it looks,
dude. I'm getting it. It's $100. I'm getting it. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care.
But don't you have a wireless headset?
Yeah, I just bought one for $100. I don't care. No, the reason why is because this one is a Steel Series. The reason why I really want the Microsoft one, this is fine. This works really well, but for the Xbox One, it has two. I don't know if you've read anything on it or anything, but it has two little dongles on the side, right? One where here you turn the little dial. There's dials up. You turn the dial up right here for the game volume, and you turn this one up for game chat. I don't have that on that, and I had that before on my previous headset, but it came with a little dongle, and you plug it into the controller, and then you plug the headset into the dongle, and then you can control. But that started going out because that fucking dongle is like 3-4 years old.
You can't use your headset you're using right now?
No, the wireless one, no. That's if I wanted to use that dongle with the wireless headset, it'd be wired. I'd have to use it wired.
Oh, okay.
But another thing too is, oh my God, I don't understand why other companies didn't think of this. I didn't even fucking think of this.
That's crazy.
I know. The new Xbox wireless headset. So the mic that it has, it's really cool. It comes up and hides, and then you just bring it down. It's really, really cool. When you're not talking, it mutes. So therefore, you can't hear other shit. So if I'm on my phone, well, I don't know how that would work.
Exactly, because if somebody else talks,
then it might open, but
it might pick it up. But I don't know if you can do like voice recognition, like set your voice.
And if you can do that, I'm gonna freak out. If your voice
isn't talking, then it doesn't.
If it doesn't, I'm gonna freak out. But it's still cool. It's still really fucking cool because I can go like there have been times when like I'll have my headset on and I'll be like eating and just talking to Dylan and I'll go like rinse my plate and it's loud as fuck. He's like, "Dude, what is that fucking noise?" I'm like, "Oh my bad, I'm just washing the dishes," and I don't realize it's that loud.
Yeah, well, yeah, you have to mute it. You have to mute it.
Like yeah, no, but it just does it by itself. But it's also good because it helps eliminate background noise as well. I mean, I don't really have I don't have any fucking kids running around or anything like that, but still,
yeah, thank your lucky stars.
I think that is so cool. And it's only $100. Are you kidding me? Now, obviously, we have to wait till. But it's weird. Like it says, I'll go on to Xbox.com and it says pre-order now.
It's sold out. And when it.
Well, see, that's
sold
the thing.
Out immediately.
That's the thing. Like I'll go to. I can't even find the product. Like usually, like with the Series X, it'll have the product and then say sold out. I'll go into Xbox.com and it says pre-order now, and I'll pre-order, and then it tells me find a retailer. I'm like, what? Why I can't order it off of Xbox.com? So I go to find a retailer.
They sold out. They sold out. That's
what I'm saying. I can't find anywhere where it says purchase now, or I can't. It doesn't even tell me out of stock. It doesn't say that at all anywhere. It just says find a retailer, and then I go to like GameStop, Walmart, Best Buy, and it's not even on their website. It doesn't say out of stock. It doesn't say anything. It doesn't have the Xbox wireless headset and then say out of stock. It doesn't even have it. It's
that's
the
what they
strangest
did.
thing ever.
That's what happened when the new consoles were coming out. The only place that had actual pictures and stuff before you can even pre-order it were like Microsoft and Sony, like those main websites. But all the other retailers didn't have placeholder images and all that stuff. They do that when the console usually comes out, and then after that. So whenever that headset gets released, then they'll have
March.
Yeah, then they'll have.
So then why the fuck would... Oh, so annoying.
Yeah.
But they're just being lazy then. All right, release... allow them to pre-order it, but don't allow them to pre-order it on our website. Just send them to another retailer.
The pre-orders were open on their website for a short period of time, and once those close, they're not going to accept more pre-orders because they can't fulfill those orders because they have a...
We'll just say out of stock.
You could. I don't know how they run their website exactly, but I know that when you can't pre-order it and like it says see retailers, that's the same exact thing that I got with trying to pre-order the Series X, and then I would go to Target, and it was a...
Damn it! I'm upset. I really wanted that damn headset.
You know, you can mess with the audio, the game volume, and the audio volume in the menus on Xbox.
Yeah, I know that, but
if you want to get real,
I want to be able to
it's more
have it on the
convenient
fly, instead of
hold on,
guys, in the middle of the game.
Well, not hold on, but just like when you're talking, like I had to turn it like Battlefield is so loud.
Yes,
so loud.
Yes, I love it.
I had to turn. It's a mixer on the thing, and it's like it has a game controller over here, and then like a person's head outline over here. So like that's the chat, and I had to bring it like to even understand what you guys were talking about. I had to move it all the way over to where it was one click away from being completely audio. So I'd hear it in the background, and that's.
And even then, it's still loud.
Yeah, Battlefield it was really fun the other day. It was really fun.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like is there any other game where that it's like the game's like 2-3 years old now, and any game where we go and we play with our teammate, like other people, and then we have like the funnest time, just a grand time. No, there's not.
It was way more fun with Jake. Jake makes it fun because he plays. Me and him play. Yeah, I'm just saying. Me and him play like more support roles, and then you and Dylan go out and kill people. So me and
you guys were doing good though. You guys were getting a lot of kills.
I'm saying like if one of you guys is in a tank, I'm thinking of a support character, and that's what Jake does too. If I'm in a tank, you guys normally don't go instantly. I'm going to be a support character and help you and sit behind the tank and do that.
Well, you know what's actually kind of cool is. Say like if you take a lot of damage in the tank, and say like you can repair the outside of it, but you'll have to say like if you have I think like a damaged turret, you'll have to repair that on the inside.
What do you mean repair it on? Like he has to go inside?
No. Like whoever the driver is has to repair it themselves. Like because you can repair. You know how you hold the stick.
Yeah.
You have to repair that.
But even then, like sometimes that doesn't work, right? Like it doesn't fix the.
Well, it doesn't fix it completely.
Yeah.
Sometimes it depends on how much damage it is. It won't fix it completely, which is really cool. Because
the only thing that fixes it is if you go back to the
the supply station. Yeah,
the supply station.
But see, because I really like that they did that because I went back and played Battlefield 4, and the tanks. Oh my God, the tanks are dumb. The Battlefield 4, the tanks. We were naive to it, obviously, but the tanks are literally driving like 50 miles an hour. Just infinite fucking infinite ammo. Nothing to worry about. Just. Fucking flying through I'm just bam killing fucking everyone. I'm just like, this is what? How is this cool? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously Battlefield 4 is always like a fan favorite, but now that I have Battlefield 5 and I see like how well they've balanced the tanks. Like now the tanks, like you have to stay back. You can't just run around. If you're running around, like you still can, but if you're just driving around, you're gonna fucking die.
Especially with that charge stick.
The lunge mine. Yeah, like I said, there's almost half damage. The thing fucks you up. And then also the anti-tank mine that the assault gets, that fucking does a shit ton of damage. And
you mean that grenade? You mean the grenade?
Yeah, the anti-tank grenade. Sorry, I said mine. But
I'm a noob. You even play Battlefield?
Shut it.
I still got to show you that video where I was in the...
I think, did you send it to me? No, you didn't send it to me. I don't know.
No, I highlighted it on Twitch. I can game share it or share video of it with you right now, but it's not, it's in private thing, but it was so cool. This guy comes running down the hallway. I come out a little bit behind cover and he threw that, and I shot it out of the air while I was shooting him, and it should have killed both of us. Really?
Yeah. It's a fucking anti-tank.
But I was already. I knew where he was, so I was firing before I came out of cover with that LMG, and I killed him, and then that thing blew up right in front of me. I just kept going straight. I was like, that was like a movie.
Yeah, no, man.
That was really cool.
I know, and then especially like when you get bombed, like those because they have the bombers. They gave them where you can have like the 500-pound bomb, and it's like it's not obviously not as big as the fucking V1 bombs, like the ones that you call in, but they're still huge explosions, just big boom, and I'm just like,
big boom. Ray likes a big boom.
Oh yeah, especially in Battlefield. Yeah, how many games? Yeah, we played like
we played way too much. We played way too much. It was like 5 hours, 6 hours.
I know. I haven't played a game like that. I haven't played a game that long in a long time.
I was waiting for one of you guys, like Dylan's mom, to be like, "Dinner's ready," or Ray's like, or Jake goes off and does his own thing, like, "I'm gonna go, guys." But everyone kept going.
Yeah, we're like, all right.
Yeah, I was the one who got off. Corey wanted to eat dinner, so I was like, okay,
yeah,
fine.
dude, okay, I forgot.
And she just joined the party, ruined it. Like, I'm leaving her alone playing Sea of Thieves. She's hanging out with her friend out in the living room. I leave her alone completely. I'm like, enjoy your time. I'm not going to interrupt. And then she comes, doesn't get invited, doesn't ask to come in the party. Hey guys, how are you doing?
No, okay, so it was really funny. So after you left, okay, well, when her friend joined, her friend's, I'm guessing her friend's like a 15-year-old or whatever, and you left, and he asked Corey, was like, so you guys are dating, right? And I go, yeah, me and Corey were dating. And then
her Sea of Thieves friend joined the party.
Yeah, it was like a little.
I didn't know that. I just saw her. I didn't hear a 15-year-old little boy.
Yeah, but then I went to his name. I saw he was on Destiny 2, and I clicked on his name. Remove.
Get out of here.
Get out. Get out.
We have to make the thing invite only from now on.
Yeah, no,
because my girlfriend shows up with her Sea of Thieves children.
So you guys are dating, right?
That's the only thing,
yes.
Dude. We'll play. It was so funny. I actually want to make this like a Twitch thing whenever I play Sea of Thieves. I want to play a brig, me and Corey, and then invite a random and see all the fucking weird people. Just the crazy. I got a guy. He was a 19-year-old kid. He kept talking about how mature he is. In fact, no, he said he's almost. He said I'm basically 19. I was like, so you're 18. You're 18. You're not 19. This is not. I'm 18 and a half. This what? But I'm mature. But I'm basically 19. Shut up. If your birthday's in a week, okay, you can say I'm 19 years old. That's fine. But he was like, yeah, it's in a couple months. I was like this, but he was, and then he was asking like how long so how long you two been together? Like, is it like a serious thing? Like, I'm like, what are you? Like, what? We're playing Sea of Thieves. What are you doing? Why keep asking these personal questions to people? And it's interesting seeing how people react to girls online.
Oh yeah,
it's really, really interesting. And then he was talking about how strong he is, how physically strong he is, and he says this. You'll love this. This is a completely random. I promise you, this is true. I couldn't make this up if I tried. He was like, yeah, sometimes just for fun, just to prove how strong I am, I drive my boat out to this island, and then I push the boat away with my legs because I can squat a lot. And my friends are watching me from the opposite shore, going, how do you do that? How is that possible? He's like, I don't know. I just got strong legs. I don't even work out that much. I just got strong legs.
Oh, man.
There are people out there in this world that are, I feel so much. It's like walking into Walmart and seeing all the ugly, just trash people and then feeling better about yourself. And then you're just like, oh, you know what? I thought I looked like shit today. I look pretty damn good. It's a good confidence booster to anyone out there.
Did he also survive COVID?
He's a survivor. Yeah, we all know those people. I'm a COVID survivor. You had it for a week. You were sick. Shut up. You didn't survive anything. Were you a prisoner of war? No, you weren't. You're not a survivor.
You can say it sucked. You'd be like, yeah, it sucked, but...
Stop using these war terminology. That's what I was talking to one of our friends, and she, what did she use? She used some term. I can't remember. A front line. She was making a joke about the teachers being on the front because, like, as far as the administration of the school and then the parents' complaints, the parents usually don't complain to the administrators. They go to the teachers to complain about the administrators. So she was like, yeah, we're like the front line of whatever. I started laughing, and I was like, first of all, stop with the, it's like, no. And she was like, yeah, you're right. That's kind of bullshit. I was like, no. That term is reserved for people who are actually on the front lines. And she's a history major. So I was like, were you in World War I on the front lines in the trenches? No, you weren't. Then you don't get to use that terminology.
Never.
And, like, I said it as like a joke. I didn't chastise her or anything like that. But I'm like, no, that's, and then we talked about voting. Yeah. I was like, voting. I was like, I don't like when they just like, oh, this is a battleground state. And I'm like, oh yeah, are people really out there battling? Are they writing on a piece of paper who they're voting for and turning it into someone who accepts it? Like, battleground. What?
I don't know. Portland was definitely a battleground last time.
Well, there's certain areas. Yeah, you can go to Chicago and say battleground, but that's not what they're talking about voting.
I know.
They're talking about
voting. You're like,
it's like, and people are like, it's a war zone out in Chicago. 15 killed. I'm like, war zones, hundreds of people die. Hundreds. Like, it's not. Like, what are we talking about here? This is not a. And then when people, there's some bit Bill Burr talks about. He's like, people, they say, what was it? They put some fat female actress in a skimpy outfit on the cover of a magazine. They call her a hero. But then, they call her a hero. So you're like, yeah, she's just like the firefighters that run headfirst into the building with no regard. And like, he's making fun of like the people that prop themselves up and say, look at me. And it's like they use these terms, hero, like savior, completely out of context. He was just making fun of it. And I was just, it's the same thing. The battlegrounds, the
front line
people. I'm like, no, you're not on the front lines. You can say like medical workers are on the front lines during a pandemic. That's fine because they're the ones accepting these people at the time. Like, we didn't know how bad COVID was. Like, if anything, like the medical professionals are on the front line, like the ER, anything.
Yeah, if anything, yeah.
You get in a car accident, they're gonna help you regardless of what you have or whatever. They're going to leave you out in the street.
But then if you take those same medical people and put them in Desert Storm,
that's with anything. Well, that's with anything.
Yeah,
that's with anything. But like, there are medical professionals who served overseas and then came back home and work in those ERs and all that stuff. So like, they have.
Well, yeah, they're probably the best people to fucking do that too, because they're just always calm. They're just looking around like, I'm home.
Because you're calm in that you're in that situation so often, and you just deal with it. That's what there was a funny video. There's a Ohio football player. This college football player was picking on this smaller in stature guy. There's two white guys in the bathroom, and you see this kid. He has blood on his face, and he wipes it off like that. You don't see why the blood. It's like a 55-second video. You don't see why the blood is on his face. He goes like that, and he looks up at the taller football player, and then he looks at another person, and you find out later that's his brother. And then he just starts wailing on the football player, takes him down. Like, he's a former wrestler who practices MMA. So he takes him down on the ground in the bathroom, like mounts him, like puts him in a rear naked choke for a little bit, kind of gets him tired, and then switches to mount, and then just starts like wailing on him. And then that guy, I guess, had a friend, and then but there were two MMA brothers basically.
Yeah,
that other brother took out the friend, and then he had him he had him from behind, and he basically German suplexed him, and his head hit the wall.
Oh.
Like the dude, like they messed up these two kids bad, completely bad. And it was I can't believe what I was saying. Oh, feeling comfortable. So the initial confrontation, it seemed like there was some back and forth a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And the football player was really like it was really excited, kind of like you would think a typical football player would be. And the smaller MMA guy was just real calm because he'd been in confrontation before. Like, he'd been in that. He was just like,
he's probably a fucking street fighter.
Well, it seemed like
street
it,
brawler.
yeah. But now that video's out there, I guess I think he could lose his eye. Like, he beat up the football player or one of his brothers. Yeah, like it wasn't a nice, like, I'm gonna hit you a few times then let you there. Like, it was excessive. It was excessive. They didn't need to, like,
they didn't need a German suplex him into a wall.
Yeah, like, the football players did not get a punch in, like, anything at all. They were in a rear naked choke, and he was going like this. Those are the only punches. that he got in.
They
It
can
was,
do some serious jail time for that because that's excessive force and all that. That's not. And
yeah,
especially
but like if you're being picked on and bullied, where is the line?
well, of
Like
course.
if you're trapped in a bathroom and you can say I feared for my life, because he said they couldn't get out. Like the crowd or whatever in the bathroom was blocking the door, and they were kind of egging on.
So they could say that, but
yeah, the confrontation. So it's like if I'm trapped in a bathroom with somebody, and he already assaulted me because the dude had a bloody nose. Like, can you kill somebody? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can you beat someone to death because they have you trapped in a bathroom, but they don't say I'm going to kill you, but you can say I feared for my life. Like if that was a woman and she had a knife on her and some man was picking on her and she just stabbed him a whole bunch, that would be
I don't know how
that would be justifiable because she could die. Like the man is being threatening, and she can say I feared for my life, so I killed him.
Men and women are equal, Chase. Come on.
Well, in stature, some aren't. Some aren't. I don't.
Well, you mean that?
I mean, there are women who can bench press more than me. So I mean, there are. I've seen women bench press like 300-400 pounds. China, like that. Remember that WWF wrestler? She benched like 350 pounds.
I remember China.
I'm like, there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell. Like, we're not all equal. She was given genes and steroids, but you know, there's some people who are certain people are genetically superior than others.
But the majority, obviously, we know the majority.
Obviously, the majority of men. Yeah. And Corey's strong. She likes to wrestle and like whatever, and she's fucking strong. And I was like, if she wanted, she could hurt me. Like it's not. I have to be careful.
Actually have to be like, all right, bitch. Okay, I gotta fucking. I have like to defend myself. I'm afraid.
Yeah, because she never took any kind. She never wrestled she never wrestled or had like brothers or confrontation kind of like that, and just like play fighting, wrestling around and like
she doesn't know her own strength.
No, she's strong. Yeah, and she doesn't hit or anything like that. But like just grabbing a hold, like I gave her my neck and my head a few times. And just the way she cranked on it. And I was like, whoa. Like, we're play fighting.
Hold on. What are you doing?
Hold on. You're supposed to do it lightly.
Are you a man?
I was like, I want to see how strong you are and if you know how to grab someone's neck and kind of twist. And she does. She does.
It's good, though. It's a good thing.
She's pretty good. Her back and her shoulders and her arm. That's what was funny. I give her shit all the time. We were at Hooters watching a UFC well over a year ago. And some hot, like, just normal petite bartender, huge boobs, like this fake eyelashes, drawn on eyebrows, just everything and enhanced, surgically or whatever.
Enhanced.
Yeah, she got a good tip. She was a good bartender, and so I was sitting there though, like half the fight, and then Corey was I can't remember where she was. This is kind of when we first started dating. And then Corey comes, and then Corey she has like some leather jacket, like she's rode her motorcycle there. I don't know what her fashion sense is questionable at best. But anyways, she takes off this motorcycle jacket, and then she has on this shirt that's like, it's cut, basically the sleeves are cut off. But it's not like a guy cut off. It's like a neck thing. And then her arms are it looked like she just got done working out, like just pumped. And then the bartender goes, wow, nice arms, just like in a complete mode of honesty. And I'm like, you're getting hit on by the bartender. Like your arms are so nice that the female's just like,
gosh damn.
And then Corey, of course, wants her boobs and her, her jawline and her cheekbones. And she's like, oh, nice. Afterwards, she told me, she's like, yeah, she was way hotter than me. And I'm like, no. Like in the stereotypical, like, FHM Maxim magazine, like, yes, but your body is built for a purpose. Hers isn't. Well, it's built for a purpose, but just not a beneficial purpose, I guess you can say. I was like, no, you don't want to swap places with her. You don't want to swap places.
Because when she takes all that shit off, she looks like she goes from Jessica.
But it's just interesting. Like, I don't understand that. Like all the extra makeup and the eyelashes and.
Well, maybe for her job.
Well, yeah, but just a little eyelashes, little small subtle ones, not these big where I can feel it across the bar, the wind.
No, you know what's funny? Actually, my neighbor, I remember my neighbor. She's a little cute. but I was going somewhere and she walked out and then like she had those big huge fake eyelashes and like that's all
It
I
looks
noticed.
dumb.
I was
It
literally
looks
I was
dumb.
staring at them. I'm like, what the fuck?
No, nothing has that. Nothing
Yeah.
has it. Like that's not real. It doesn't look real. It just, and then like when women have like they get their breast implants and it's too big, it's like that's not a real. When they sit up here and they defy gravity and you can set like your dinner plates on them, that's just not. Make them look. If you want them big, but make them look realistic. Make them sag a little bit. Make them have deformities is what makes people attractive. Corey's got stretch marks because she's got like a big muscular butt. She has stretch marks on her butt when she sits down and whatever. I'm just like, that's hot. And she's like, that's not, I hate my stretch, Baba. I was like, no, that means like you grow and you did something. Like that's, your body has a purpose, like scars, scratches, all those things.
It's funny.
That's what makes a person, it's annoying.
It's funny that you said that because Kevin Hart, he has like just a little comedy skit where he talks about like he's like no woman likes their man having fun. And he said that he's like, I'll be out with the guys, we'll be, she'll call and I'll answer, and I'll be laughing. She'll be here. She'll just hear everyone laughing and all that, and she'll just like freak out. You laughing about my stretch marks? He's like, nobody knows you have stretch marks. Whatever.
Just I'm completely insecure about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how a lot of my ex-girlfriends were. Like they were just completely insecure in what I would say. Like not legitimately crazy, but like certain things. We're all crazy about certain things, but crazy about just how people would view them, or like how they, how they're viewed.
It's never as bad as we think it's going to be.
It's just like, who cares? Like, who cares? Like, why are you putting on all this stuff for people you don't know and don't care about? So like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And that's one thing I like about Court. She doesn't wear a ton of makeup. I don't think she wears any makeup.
She's got a lot of natural beauty. Yeah.
Yeah. And she's not like this model, picturesque, like.
Yeah.
She's just a good-looking person. And so I'm like, she ever started putting on eyeshadow or eye makeup or eyeliner? I'm like, no, this isn't going to happen. No, I'm not doing that. I'm going to start wearing ripped jeans with like a belt chain and just look like a complete douchebag if you're going to dress like this. I'm not going to do it. Holes in my clothes, but you got to go to work here soon.
Yeah.
This is a good
one.
It's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Well, this has been the latest episode of the Video Games and Nonsense podcast. I'm Chase Carter. This is
Raymond Woods.
We appreciate you guys for watching. See you next week.
Hi, Chase. All right, so
Bye.
I'm gonna wait.
Don't mess with it.
I remember 20 years ago I was standing in that cold